Good morning, Campus Update, and welcome to this week's show. From attendance to food to special events, we have lots packed in this episode for you to unravel. This week, we're kicking off a brand new series called Let's Be Honest. Each week, different teachers and staff members will sit down and talk about real topics that affect students. The stuff we all think about, but we don't say out loud. From academic pressures to campus culture, nothing's off the table. And since we're starting with honesty, let's be honest about attendance. This week, Simmons hosts the very first edition of Let's Be Honest, diving into why showing up truly matters and what happens when students start treating like it doesn't. Here's the premiere of Let's Be Honest.
Hey everybody, Simmons here. We were thinking about some important issues as teachers and staff that we wanted to try to relay to you guys. And I was saying, well, why don't we just be honest with the students about what we're talking about? And everybody's like, that's a good name for it. So welcome to the very first Let's Be Honest. I'm here to talk to you about attendance. I was never told this even as a teacher or as a student my whole life. I never knew what the deal was. Like, I just figured they take attendance every day because, they secretly hate us and want us to be miserable. Where are you? You must be here. And it turns out that's not really why. Yeah, we want you to be in school. Yeah, we don't want you running around on the streets and doing whatever. I mean, that's kind of like part of being in a society, is being responsible and doing the things. And being here and learning is kind of like your whole purpose in life right now. Take in as much as you can. But really, the whole attendance thing turns out, and this is going to sound really callous, but it's true, it's about money. But what we want you to understand about that is when you guys come to school and you sit in the chair, that's worth X amount of dollars. And it's not money that's going to the government or money that's going to the state. No. What it is it's money that literally our campus gets. If you sit in your chair, our campus gets funded. Not the district, not California, HBHS, okay? And the reason that's important is all the cool stuff we have, like this awesome wellness center, or your favorite class, that weird class that you have that's not normal, that's extra fun. Those things will not and cannot exist unless you come to school, and that money comes from the state. It's based on whether or not you guys show up. It's real simple. And remember, there's a difference between an excused absence, like, oh, I was sick, I've got a doctor's note, I was on a field trip. If you guys go on vacation, if mom and dad just decide, let's go to Hawaii, that might be fun for you and have fun, but it's not the best thing for the school and for everyone else here. And it's not really the greatest idea for you either academically, because you still got to figure out how you're going to catch up. And I know some of you care about that. I know some of you don't. But really, the whole point of all of us being here is to make sure you guys are functional. It's a rough world out there. You guys know it, I think, and you're walking into some craziness in our world with AI and politics and our society being so bizarre right now. You guys need all the knowledge that you can possibly get, because if one day Mr. Internet isn't there for you, you're going to need this guy. So please come to school. We really miss you when you're gone. Except for that one guy.
Every September, something pretty unique happens across campus, and it all starts with a single book. Through the HB Reads program, one book is selected for the entire school to read together. Students, teachers, and staff all dive into the same story at the same time, creating one big shared conversation. The program also brings the story to life by inviting the author to visit and speak to students, traveling to different schools to discuss the book's themes, inspiration, and real-world impact. Presley has more on this year's selection and what makes it meaningful, and how the author's visit is bringing students together. Let's take a look.
Hey Oilers, did you know that right here in our city we have a reading program where they pick a new book every August for all of Huntington Beach to read? HB Reads was founded in 2006 and is now run by a nonprofit volunteer program. This year's book is The Boys of Riverside by Thomas Fuller. It's about the football team at the School for Deaf in Riverside, and with only 168 high school students, it follows their journey and tells the story of a fierce, committed player who literally played a game with a broken leg in order to not miss a crucial game. The author even is coming here to talk about the book and share his story on March 20th, so go check it out.
Next week, HBHS is opening an open mic night. There's something special about a microphone, a spotlight, and the courage to step onto a stage. Open mic night will give students the chance to share their talents. Leanna has more details.
On Friday, March 6th, journalism will be having an open mic night where poets, storytellers, musicians, singers get the opportunity to sign up to perform. We welcome all students to be supportive audience members. This event will be located at the library from 4 to 6 p.m.
It's not just about performing, it's about expression, creativity, and building confidence in front of a crowd. Looking forward to it. For many 8th graders, high school can feel exciting and maybe a little intimidating. New campus, new teachers, new opportunities, and a lot more students. That's why this week HBHS opened its doors to welcome incoming freshmen for a first-hand look at what life is really like here. From walking through classrooms and exploring different programs to learning about clubs, sports, and activities, the tours gave students a preview of what their next 4 years could look like.
On Tuesday, February 24th, HBHS hosted its annual 8th grade Takeover Day. This tradition serves as a cornerstone for the transition to high school, welcoming hundreds of future freshmen from local schools like Dwyer, Mesa View, Marine View, and Vista View middle schools. The event, which ran from 8:45 to 11 a.m., kicked off with a spirited assembly showcasing the school's cheer and dance teams in the outside amphitheater before the beginning of the tour.
The 8th graders coming here is going to be good so that they can get a perspective on the school and see where they're going to be next year.
During their visit, the 8th graders had the opportunity to see the campus through student-led tours that showed future Oilers where they would be next year. Along with that, the 8th graders got to observe classes in action and were shown a variety of extracurricular programs such as APA and other electives.
8th grade takeover, this is a great opportunity for all of our incoming 8th graders to come and see the campus where they're going to spend the next 4 years and kind of launch them into life. So we're super excited to have so many kids here. We have kids from all the schools in the community. We have about 600 kids visiting us today. It's going to be a great day where they can see all of our different electives, our different sports programs, our activities, everything that we got going on. It's just a great experience to get a preview of where they're going to be for the next 4 years.
And to wrap it all up, the 8th graders had lunch in the amphitheater while our very own MMET band performed for them.
Every year, International Women's Day serves as a reminder of the progress made and the work still ahead. What started as a movement advocating for better working conditions and voting rights has grown into a global day of recognition, celebration, and activism. Across countries and cultures, it highlights the achievements of women in science, politics, sports, education, and beyond. Taylor breaks down International Women's Day, how it began, how it evolved, and why it continues to matter for new generations. Here's Taylor.
International Women's Day, celebrated every year on March 8th, has a root going back more than a century. In the early 1900s, women, especially factory workers, began organizing protests for better pay, safer working conditions, and the right to vote. In 1910, activist Clara Zetkin proposed an international day dedicated to women's rights, and the first celebrations followed soon after across Europe. The date March 8th became especially meaningful after women in Russia protested for bread and peace. In 1917, a movement that helped spark major political change and eventually led to voting rights for women there. Decades later, the United Nations officially recognized International Women's Day in 1975, turning it into a global moment to celebrate women's achievements and continue pushing for equality. Today, it's both a celebration of progress and a reminder that the work toward fairness, respect, and opportunity for all women is still ongoing.
Twice a year, we all collectively ask the same question: why are we still doing this? Daylight saving time shifts our clocks forward or backward, changing how much daylight we get in the evenings. For some, it means brighter afternoons. For others, it means losing an hour of precious sleep and feeling off schedule for days. Beyond just being inconvenient, the time change can affect sleep patterns, productivity, and even mood. So why does it continue? Tinley explains the history behind daylight savings.
Instead of it being pitch black at 7 p.m., it will look like this. That's daylight savings. It's all about making better use of daylight. Spring forward in March, losing an hour of sleep, and fall back in November. Gaining the idea is to shift an hour of daylight from the morning to the evening. This means more time for outdoor activities after work or school. The only state that isn't involved in daylight savings is Arizona.
For many people, walking into Toys R Us felt like stepping into a childhood dream. Endless aisles of action figures, bikes, board games, and video games, plus that unforgettable giraffe watching all over it. Well, it's back, and Brennan can cover it with a brand new segment. Check it out.
Remember the place where childhood felt bigger, brighter, and way more fun? Toys R Us is officially back, and it's bringing the magic with it. After years away, Toys R Us has made an exciting return, opening brand new stores across Southern California. From classic toys we all grew up with to the hottest new games and collectibles, these stores are packed with nostalgia and next-generation fun. Walk through the doors and you'll feel it instantly. Bright displays, interactive sections, and some joy that made Toys R Us legendary. This isn't just a comeback, it's a reimagining of what a toy store can be. For parents reliving memories and kids creating new ones, Toys R Us is once again the place where imagination runs wild. SoCal, the toy store you miss is back, and it's better than ever.
Next up, a couple Oilers from Campus Update went to Old World to report on some brand new events and concerts going on. Let's check it out.
Old World Village is a shopping center with numerous shops and restaurants designed to represent different parts of Europe. The center itself is designed like an old Bavarian village, mostly centering itself around German and Irish culture and hosting numerous events year-round revolving the different European countries and cultures.
Today, we'll be going to an Old World tribute concert. The tributes were for Tom Petty and Fleetwood Mac, two iconic bands. When walking in, the plaza is kindly decorated and attuned to the Old World vibe. The tribute band of Tom Petty went on first. They lit up the stage with songs like Free Fallin' and Won't Back Down. Later in the night came the Fleetwood Mac tributes. They also played iconic songs like Everywhere, Landslide, and The Chain. The concert also offered food. The main foods they shared was the bratwurst. This concert was super fun and very similar to the real bands. Look out for new future concerts at Old World HB.
Visit at 7561 Center Avenue.
At Tacos Los Cholos, tacos aren't just food, they're crafted. We're talking about fire-grilled meats, perfectly melted cheese, and tortillas that somehow manage to hold everything together like structural engineering genius. The aroma alone could stop you mid-sentence, and once you take that first bite, game over.
When I went to Tacos Los Cholos in Huntington Beach, it made me think more about what actually built their reputation over time. The business originally started in Anaheim, and from the beginning, their main focus was cooking meats over the grill. That became the central part of what they do, and the main reason people kept coming back. Instead of relying on trends or constantly changing their concept, they stayed consistent with that traditional method, which helped them stand out and slowly build a following. As more people started recognizing them for that specific style, the business expanded beyond its original location, eventually opening the Huntington Beach spot. That location reflects on how their growth was based on one core idea that stayed the same from the start. Being there made it clear that their success didn't come from doing many different things, but from doing one main thing that stayed the same over time, which is what continues to bring people in today.
That's all for this week, Oilers. Come to school, don't be lazy, and check out some great tacos from Tacos Los Cholos, and go revisit your childhood at Toys R Us. See you soon.